welcome to Vlogmas. Welcome to Vlogmas from my kitchen. Okay, so today is, what's today, guys? Today is Vlogmas Day something, and I'm going to be doing a cook with me. Okay, so yes, it's been a while since I did a cook with me, so why not just slide in a cook with me on the Vlogmas section. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. I plan to cook. It's more of a country feel, yes, feel, but it's not country, it's not sese, so let's just say plantain porridge. Cause when I make plantain in like full form, my kids don't like it, my husband doesn't like it, like they don't like cutting or red plantain, so I used to cut it like sese plantain, but I put all the spices for country, if you understand. So it's something like that. That's what I'm making today, and I'm going to be talking about my work, talking about what I studied in school. I studied journalism and mass communication, and a lot of people will ask me, okay, now why don't you go and look for a journalism job? Okay, now why are you no longer a journalist? Why have you just decided to end with YouTube? You're a journalist, you talk well, let's do this, like. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about why I feel I don't like the journalism job, why I feel the journalism job is dead in my country, basically. So if that's something you want to see, keep watching. Okay guys, so I know that I have to come here and show you guys like a million of so many spices that I'm going to be using to cook. But see guys, this cook with me is very unconventional. I've not arranged my spices. I'm not in the arrangement mood today, so you have to forgive me. But here we have onion, tomatoes, leeks. Those are the things I want to blend. So I'll just go to begin by just basically blending everything that has to be blended, and then we'll start talking. And by the way, I am going to be using tail cow for this. The tail cow that I had to make a wounded tail cow pepper soup for my parents when they come, but unfortunately they did not make it, so we're going to be grinding this tail cow. So I'll be doing tail cow pepper soup. So Karen, you people have refused to come, so let me eat what you people had to eat, okay? Anyway guys, without wasting too much time, let me start preparing these spices, and we'll just be talking as I'm preparing. You guys know, already know how it goes, right? So like I said, I want to talk about the journalism profession in Cameroon, why I am no longer a journalist and all that. So guys, first of all, for those who do not know, I studied journalism and mass communication in the University of Douala. That's where we have the best program in the country, yes. So I'm an ex-GMC student. How did I even get into that profession? They just came, and it's not something that I had dreamt of all my life. You know, there's something like, I've always dreamt to be this. I had dreamt to be a lawyer, not a journalist. But when I was going through orientation in school, that's how they came and talked to me about journalism, and I fell in love with the cause. So I decided to just go with it. So when I entered, I studied. It was really nice, but I started having a little anxiety, guys, when it went to the part of I started having a little anxiety when it came to me doing my internship. That's when I started noticing that something was wrong, because I was getting so nervous when I had to think like you could go and look for internship in like journalism, in CRTV and places like that. I was having a lot of anxiety, so I decided not to go and look for internship somewhere, because we had an option to do internship in school. So in journalism in the University of Byeeeee, you do internship 2 times for 2 years, your first year and the second year. So my first year I did it at the university newspaper, and my second year I did it at the university radio, just because I was scared of that, guys. Basically because I'm shy, and I did not know, I don't know, I wasn't ready. So yeah, I did that, finished school, left, hustled, and I finally landed a job. It was on the job that I got to understand that, you see, this is my profession. Maybe this thing that I've been saying I love it with all my heart and my soul and my body, my mind, my everything, maybe this thing like that, it's not for me. I started getting really anxious. I was so scared of standing, oh my god, the onions. Oh, I was so scared of standing in front of the camera. See guys, I do this weird thing. I blend all my ginger, garlic, and put it in the fridge. My ginger, garlic, green spices, I put it in the fridge. And then now when I want to cook, I start removing it and I'll reblend it. That's what I'm trying to see. Do you do that? Can any of you relate? Oh, I'm just the only weirdo. I just like to mix everything I want, so that when I want to cook, when I've peeled my plantain and everything, I'll just dump it inside the pot I want. I don't want to start removing. Oh, I remove garlic from the fridge. Okay, yeah, it's basically lazy. It's basically the same thing, but that's what I do. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so when I went on the field, that's when I discovered that this thing is probably not for me, because guys, I was having a lot of anxiety. You know, that's a journalist, they send you on the field, you go on the field, you have to basically talk to random people, and you have to be comfortable, you have to be confident. Guys, it was a trauma for me. It was the trauma for me. I was just like, hey, Papa God, is this? It was at that moment that I knew that I had effed up. Like when I was on the field, that's when I realized that I have effed up. And that's where our very first problem about Cameroon studies comes in, because they don't prepare us for the field. They prepare us just theoretically and things like that. And especially a course like journalism, it's a professional course, so they had to put us more out there, but we weren't really out there like that, if you get what I mean. We weren't really out there like that. So it's only when I got a job that I got to understand, like, oh my God, so this is what it really means. Maybe if I had also gone on like real internships in the TV stations and all that, I would be more prepared, but I was not. So I was like, is this how this thing is? So I have to hold this microphone. I'm standing on the streets. Hey guys, I'm on the streets of Douala. I want to just talk to people randomly and things like that. I was like, hey Kenna, who gives you heart? Where is this thing from? So that's where my first fear came from. But I was still like, well, with the hustle of a hustle, this is something that you have gone to school for. You cannot abandon it like that now. How would you want to just abandon your thing like that? You cannot abandon it. It's your own. So keep going. So that is how, guys, I kept going. But the thing now is, guys, journalists, being a journalist, you need a lot. You need money for clothing. You need to maintain a certain, how do I put it? You need to look in a certain way, because people are seeing you on TV. You're kind of a celebrity, you get. So being a journalist, you need money to maintain yourself. You cannot be wearing the same t-shirt every day on TV. You cannot be wearing the same clothes. So when you look at all that you have to spend as a journalist and the pay that we get, rubbish money. Journalists, they were paying me 100K, guys, and trust me, we were one of the highest paid TV stations in Douala. I think STV still is one of the highest paying TV stations. After STV was CRTV. Yes, some people may come here and want to argue that no. What happens is, we have the top guns, right? They'll pay them way better than you. And when I say way better, I'm talking about like 300K, and then they know how they do their other, like journalists. What I'm trying to say is, journalists from the field, from the TV, you're not going to make any money. You're not going to make any money. So everybody knows you. Everybody is seeing you on TV. They feel like, oh my God, Kenna is doing so well. But you are not actually doing so well, because you're not being paid that well. Does that make any sense? So that's the first thing. Journalism pay in my country is horrible. So that's something that I'm just like, now. So now people want me to go and look for a job as a journalist. Like seriously, I should go somewhere that they should pay me 100K, 150K. And yes, some people might be like, no, but 100K is not bad now. It's okay. Let's say 100K is not bad. When I'm looking at the pay, I'm also looking at, let's see, the pay, the workload, and all that. 150K. Do you know that journalists do not have public holidays? Journalists work on Christmas Day. They work on New Year's Day. They don't have any time to rest. That is the job of a journalist. Because, excuse me, even on holidays, that's when we have to produce more content, because that's when a lot of people are home, they want to watch TV. You people, when people are at home, you have to watch TV. Now, do you care whether me as a journalist, I'm in my house? No, your problem is you want to watch TV, you want to watch TV. So the TV station, they don't have things like that. So I'm looking at it like, so you are giving me 100K. You're not giving me a chance to hustle, because there are other jobs that you can say, okay, I'll manage this 100K, but I'll be hustling. You're not giving me a chance to hustle, because I'm working Monday to Saturday. Some people work Monday to Sunday. And then we have, like, after every 2 weeks, you have one free day where you just chill at home. You're working crazy hours. I was working sometimes 6 a.m. to 6:30, because we do the morning show. The morning show starts at 6:30, 7 a.m. You have to be there. Sometimes you're leaving work at 9. So I'm like, with these crazy hours, how then can that be my pay? It does not make sense. If you're giving me 100K and I know that I come to work at 8, I'm leaving at 5 or 4, it's good. I know that, okay, by that 5, when I go home, I can hustle, I can do something, I can do YouTube video, I can go and say something. But you cannot be keeping me from 6 a.m., which means by 6:30, which means by 6 a.m. I'm leaving my house to go to work. I come back 9:30 some days. I come back, you don't have time for anything. So I just feel like that's what first thing that journalism makes journalism to be dead in my country. These are some of the realities that I'll tell people who want to be journalists. A lot of journalists will end up branching into corporate communication, because that it's a whole package that they teach us in school. That's why they call it journalism and mass communication. So a lot of people lean towards the communication side because communication has money. But if it's to be a journalist to sit and be like, hello guys, good morning, no pay, it is crappy and I hate it. Can I talk, don't talk, forget to do work. Anyway, these are the spices. Let me keep this aside and then I go ahead and peel my plantain. The funny thing is I bought a ripe plantain, but some are already getting ripe. Sometimes I like when my sister is a little sweet, but this one is too ripe. The second point is that in my house, see guys, I feel like journalists in Cameroon, or the whole journalism thing in Cameroon, they are stuck on the old ways. When I say old ways, I mean like, you know, things that they used to do in 1999. In 2022, Cameroonian journalists are still doing the same thing. They are not putting in a lot of effort. See, I feel like when I watch some YouTube videos, I feel like some people's YouTube videos, it has more quality than Cameroonian TV channels, and it's so sad. It's so sad when I look at some people's quality. I'm like, what is this? Some TV stations will be biting my tummy. I'm just like, what are these people doing? What are these people doing? Like, they don't put in any effort. Like, even the green screen that my fellow YouTubers will be killing and nailing it, some of the producers and directors in TV stations cannot do it. They are doing, you know, the way you'll be looking funny and you're looking funny. That's how it looks. And I'm like, why are you people doing this? Like, they don't put in a little effort. There are so many new ways to do green screen that is going to look nice. Like, they don't put in effort. If you look at their, how they put their plateau, how they call this thing, like their setup, their stage, no stage, how they call it, it's plateau in French. I can't remember how they call it in English, but it's just like their studio. If you look at their filming studios, it looks so cheap, so crappy. I'm like, oh my god. And some TV stations are making real money, guys. So that's why I'm like, if you're making real money, why can't you just invest in to make your studio to look nice? Because that's one of the things that is going to encourage people to watch your channel. Like, excuse me, you have an aesthetically pleasing studio. People want to watch, but they don't even do that. I'm sorry, I don't want to associate myself in that kind of place where the studio is looking so crappy, so cliche, it's looking so primitive. I'm just like, ew, no. So I just hate that, because I feel like they're not putting in any effort. They're not putting in any effort to improve the journalism craft in Cameroon. They don't make any effort. They don't do daring they don't have daring, interesting programs. I'm just like, see guys, I don't have Cameroonian TV in my house. I use just DSTV. Yeah, so people will be like, oh yeah, no patriotic and all that. No problem. Even if they are there when they used to be there, when I used to have just cable, I'm sorry, I'm not watching any Cameroonian TV stations, because they are it's just not pleasing. At least my eyes like to be seeing nice things. I cannot sit and be watching people looking as if, no. Sometimes I just prefer to watch Cameroonian TV when the people are outdoors, right? When they go out and they are filming things, and yeah, that's better. But for me to come and sit and say that I'll watch a TV program or anything, even their news looks so cheap. I'm like, oh, their news, as in their plateau, the studio for news, it looks so cheap. I'm just like, no, definitely not for me. I don't want to be part. Even this my sitting room here that I do my videos. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing better. Like, I feel like they don't just put in any effort. I don't know why. Because when you look at other countries, their setups, you'll be amazed. Like, wow, is this in Africa? But then, my country, as usual, it fails me. Another thing about journalism, guys, that makes me so angry is the way the Cameroonian journalists speak. Guys, who has noticed that they have this same way that they talk? It is so annoying. And my husband he's very good at imitating that. I can remember when I was working, guys, I was trying to talk, okay, the way I'm talking like this. Yeah, please, maybe I don't know, but when I was in school, they never taught us that journalists have to be talking in the same kind of way. It's almost like that thing that pastors do, that for Pentecostal churches, the way they talk. It's almost like a thing, because you have Catholic priests, they speak in one particular way. You have Presbyterian pastors, they speak in the same way. Those Pentecostal pastors, they speak in the same way. It's annoying. And we have journalists, they have this particular. Please, if you get what I'm trying to say, let me know. Leave me alone.
After 10 years.
Your voice, they're hearing you. I'll put it in a video. Talk. Guys, you don't believe that my husband came and called me. I was there running, feeling that he wants to show me something. He wants to show me way. You know, we wonder. Bounce along, bounce along. That's what he showed me. My husband, he likes to disturb. I cannot wait. He's supposed to start work on Friday because he has been on leave all this time. I cannot wait for him to now start work because he'll be disturbing. Anyway, guys, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, what was I even saying? Now I forgot what I was saying. Okay, I was talking about the way journalists speak. It is pretty annoying. Like, they have this particular way. Oh, even for news, they have a particular way reading that they want to speak. And I can remember when I was working at the TV station, they would always quarrel with me like, Kenna, you're not sounding like a journalist. I'm like, journalists don't sound in one particular kind of way. Like, I don't think journalists are supposed to sound in a particular kind of way. You are the ones that just make these things up. Because they'll be like, no, Kenna, you're sounding as if you're just. I know they say you have to sound professional and serious if you're talking about something serious. That's not what I'm talking about. They have a particular kind of rhythm and way that they want you to speak. And I couldn't. I'm sorry guys, I just couldn't. I couldn't. It was annoying. I was like, I don't like it. Like, just have your own unique style. Sound professional in your own way, right? Don't make me to sound professional like your excuse me. Like your grandfather used to sound when he was a journalist. Like, oh, it's just very, very annoying. That's something I'm just like, Cameroonian journalists lack originality. That's the best way to put it. Cameroonian journalists lack originality. They just feel like everybody has to be speaking in the same kind of rhythmic in the same kind of way, and it's so annoying. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, please can you shoot me now, because we're not going to be a journalist here. Like, you know, Kenna is not going to be a journalist in Cameroon again. Talking about this whole financial part and they're not putting in effort, I don't blame them because they don't have a lot of funding. Sometimes for you to make your TV station to look really good, you need a lot of funding, and they don't have a lot of funding. If you are in Cameroon, you understand. Even if the funds are there, the funds are not really there because they are not really put into use like that. So these are just the reasons why I just feel like journalism is dead in Cameroon. I personally, I will not advise anybody, you get me, anybody who wants to remain in Cameroon. If you want to be an international journalist or something like that, or you want to work for the BBCs and things like that, I'll encourage you to do it if that's your goal. But if your goal is to be a journalist in this Cameroon, same Cameroon, my dear, I'll advise you to rethink, because journalism in Cameroon is dead. Journalism in Cameroon is not the best. Journalism in Cameroon for me is no. Yeah, for me journalism is not giving. It's not giving. Corporate communication, on the other hand, is giving. So you can still go and study journalism and mass communication and you head towards the corporate communication world. But if you are hoping that, oh, you have big dreams, you see people on TV, you feel they're making a lot of money, you feel you're going to be the, my dear, you're going to be shocked. Let me tell you now, don't do it. But if you feel like after all these things, we cannot stop, so journalism is my dream, then go ahead and do it. Anyway guys, I've talked a lot. That's just what I wanted to say. I've talked a lot as I was doing my prep, which is good. So we're just going to go ahead and cook now. So keep watching if you want to see how my meal is going to turn out.